Hi, I'm Arinoth, and I'm playing Twice Lived, the Hamid Get of Fenris Philodox.
Hi, I'm Bloodied Porcelain, and I'm playing Junkyard-Bitch, the Hamid Bodnar Theurge.
Hi, I'm Bookkeeper, and I'm playing Charlie Fang-Banger, the Hamid Glasswalker Galliard.
Hi, I'm GavinCash, and I'm playing Eyes in the Dark, the Metis Shadow Lord Arun.
And hi, I'm Psycheshire, and I'm playing Ty, the Hamid Silent Striders Ragabash.
Hello, I'm your Storyteller Vironz. I'm so excited for this today. All right. So, you guys are driving from where your pack typically stays, which is Lake Geneva, a little bit outside of Milwaukee, and in Wisconsin. You're making your way to the Ring of the Raccoon, which is a little bit north of Racine, a little bit south of Milwaukee, but still off the beaten path. Gotta ask, which one of you is driving?
Probably Charlie.
All right.
I mean, I could. I have rigs to drive if you want me to.
Probably Charlie.
Fine.
I mean, you're both equally good at it.
Sure.
Yeah, but Charlie's name is on the ownership paper, so...
Yeah. Yeah, and you guys are driving from where the Winnebago usually is at the lake to the Ring of the Raccoon. The rain and thunder started in Chicago semi-spontaneously, where news that the Bonum that exists in Chicago, where the Sept Totem of Jupiter was attacked, and the totem released Jupiter into the sky, where it is now being controlled by some unknown enemy, most likely Black Spiral Dancers. It's raining and thundering with lightning all around, and it's starting to spread out to the outer areas as well, making your drive a little bit difficult. As you guys are making your way to the Ring of the Raccoon, Charlie, I'm going to ask that you make a dexterity and drive roll at difficulty 7 to keep from getting stuck in the mud, as you have to take some dirt roads and gravel roads as well to get there.
Sure. I am determined, and my compatriots are counting on me, so I will be spending a point of willpower on this, as I will the Winnebago to go where I wish it to. And thus do I get one success.
Good thing you did. Yeah, it's a little bit difficult, and you have to concentrate and focus a lot more than you normally would if you were to be driving almost any other day to the Ring of the Raccoon.
And so you see Charlie spending a lot of time sort of staring at the wheel going, no, no, no. Keep going, we're almost there.
There are times where it does get a bit dicey, but you do still maneuver your way out. As you do go there, you see the signs for the Nicholson Wildlife Refuge, which is where the Ring of the Raccoon is. You park along the side. You have to do a bit of a hike to get up there, but eventually you do get to the more foresty, off the beaten path areas that humans do typically avoid if they're not kinfolk or some other kind of person that is immune to delirium. Takes a bit more of hiking, and eventually you see someone kind of on guard. And you see some totems, generally in the shape of a raccoon, as this is the Sept of the Raccoon. Person on guard looks around, spots the 5 of you, walks up. Are you guys lost, or are you... She kind of sniffs the air around her. Oh.
We are the Winnebago
come on.
Warriors.
Ah. Thought that name was a joke on the forum, but alright. My name is Terry. And just for, the sake of making sure that I have each one of you accurately down, given that this is, our times are currently the way they are, I'm going to need you all to give me your names, your tribes, and your auspices, and what sept you might be hailing from if you do actually belong to one. You do sound like a roaming pack. We're going to go down the list and our little call again. So we're going to go through Arinoth, down.
And he'll give his name as Twice Lived. Get a Fenris. Sorry, what else was it she asked for? The Sept and what else?
Sept and auspice.
Philodox. And I'm blanking on the Sept name.
We're roaming. We don't have a sept.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'd just leave it at that.
All right. Terry kind of nods, looks to the other female that is in this area. Or, well, the smaller one, I should say.
JB folds her arms over her chest. Junkyard-Bitch, Bonar Theurge. And the look on her face is definitely kind of like, go ahead, say something about it. without her actually using her words.
Unusual combination. Much appreciated, though. She's gonna look to Charlie. Is he currently in his Glabro form?
No, he is currently in his Hamid form.
All right.
So he's a little bit shorter, and he puts on his best smile. Charlie Fang-Banger, Glasswalker Galliard.
Bang,
And,
bang. Oh, I've heard about you.
Yep, that one.
Yeah. Poor schmuck.
Gonna be a problem?
Not with me, maybe some others. I'm just here to make sure everybody is where they're supposed to be.
He belongs. He belongs with us. It's all good.
Oh, I know he does.
It won't be a problem.
No, his stories are spread far and wide in this area. Now, big fella, what about you?
Eyes in the dark. Shadow Lord Arinoth. And at that omission, he raises his chin and adjusts his sunglasses.
She's gonna kind of like squint and try to see through the sunglasses, but she's not really able to at the moment.
And
Oh, I guess-
Ty.
Oh, God.
Hi, I'm Ty. She looks over at him when he does that with his glasses. She does the same with hers, and the copper bracelet on her hand kind of catches a little bit of light. And hi, I am Silent Strider Ragabash.
She needs your name.
Yeah,
And-
what's your name?
Oh, I guess I could tell you that, huh? Ty.
No,
Your deed.
the other name. Not your human name, your other name.
Oh,
Shadow Sprinter. Her name is Shadow
Yeah.
Sprinter.
Shadow Sprinter.
Thank you. You need to remember that. It's kind
She
of
does. She does. Is there anything else?
no. Just make your way up. You'll be able to find it. Just sniff out the rage.
Ichi.
Mm-hmm. She's gonna kind of like gesture just a little bit with her head, kind of go like it's, that way, if you can't sniff out the rage.
At that, Eyes will start sniffing the air and following the path.
As soon as we are on the path and headed that way, Junkyard kind of glances over her shoulder at the lady that we just left. What the fuck was her problem?
And Ty just looks and just kind of snickers to herself. Well, that's what she was talking about. I was distracted by Eyes over here. My bad.
Okay. Twice left, back me up here. We gotta focus up just a little bit. There are grown-ups around. They will be staring. They will be judging.
And to back him up, with a very staring, judging expression, he'll look at Eyes in the Dark and Shadow Sprinter.
Just like Twice Lived is doing right now, only maybe meaner. Well, okay, maybe.
Yeah,
Damn, you do that well.
Best behavior, I know.
And Ty says, yes, I'll be good. I promise.
Best behavior. Whatever. They'll all gotta stick up their ass anyway.
Yeah. Let's pretend like we have one up ours, that way we blend in.
Absolutely not.
And Ty breaks out laughing, turns around and looks at Eyes. Really?
No. Let's just get this over with.
This time it's kind of a short hike. You don't know if it's because the spirits are making it a little bit easier for you to get there, or now that they trust and know who you are, or if it's just because, there's not really that much to get through now as you are just making your way to the main part of the set. And as you do arrive, it is kind of it becomes this actual clearing, but it's surrounded by large oak trees, gigantic oak trees. And the clearing is about 70 yards in diameter. There's lots of camps around and people setting up camp. There's a few campfires going as well, just so people can be warm if they feel chilly because they're from the south. And in the center is a 10-foot high stone statue of a raccoon. The primary totem for the raccoon. And this is the first time for many of you, for all of you really, is to see this many Garou in one spot. Right now there's about 50, 60 of you guys here.
All right, huddle up.
Yeah.
Ty scoots in.
We don't call it Trash Panda Central until we're back in the Winnebago.
Damn it, beat me to it.
Oh, but it would be so much fun. Okay, I'll be good, I swear.
When we're back in the Winnebago, Trash Panda Central. But right now... Okay.
Right now what?
Right now, we'd be good.
Okay.
Someone should really tell them that they actually don't mind being called trash pandas.
Well, okay, the ones you know don't mind being called trash pandas, but that's because you don't mind being called a trash panda.
Who's the one who regularly talks to spirits?
Did anything I say come out false?
I don't think so.
I don't think their lack of protest has anything to do with me being okay with the name.
What means?
But
what makes you have
fine,
to be
I'll
okay
be
with
good.
me?
Aye, Captain. The good behavior hat is on.
Okay.
Yeah. And as you guys kind of make your way a little bit more inwards towards more people, there's two people who actually come up to you and come up to you as a pack and say, "Can we let you guys in?"
No.
Oh, great. Sarcasm. Awesome. One of you guys are a Shadow Lord then? Huh? Ragabash Shadow Lord?
Bonar.
Oh, better.
Ragabash here.
Can we help y'all?
Yeah. One of them, one who's being snarky back to Junkyard, he actually looks young. He has long blonde hair, and he looks a little bit similar to like that of a motorcycle gang member. And he's going to introduce himself first, while the other guy, who's a little bit older and is countrified in a way. Countrified, not countrified. I feel like I have to specify that there. And the younger one's going to introduce himself first as, I'm Needles. Also a bone. But back in the city.
Sup?
So,
Junkyard.
Winnebago?
Yep.
Still an interesting choice.
It's comfy and secure. It fits the needs.
Yeah, it's roomy.
It's luxurious for one of us.
We like to travel in comfort. That way we are well rested when it's time to kick the worm's ass.
Thank you. I so much agree.
Very fair. Very fair. The older guy is going to pipe up. I'm Hemlock. I'm Shadow Lord. And also, I'm from Milwaukee.
Good to meet you.
It's good to meet you too. Let me introduce you guys to some people around here.
Appreciate it.
And they're gonna take you guys to another tent. It's actually being set up. It's green, and it actually has a symbol of a tribe on it. For the, I'm gonna say, as a personal favorite of mine, is the Fianna. And he's gonna kind of, the older guy is gonna kind of tap on it to alert the people inside. As you see 3 people come out. And we're like, oh, Hemlock, do you need something? And they're all in some sort of undress at the moment. They're at least all wearing pants. Hemlock's gonna just kind of shake his head, and we're like, you guys couldn't wait till nightfall when we do the revelry, everything else, before you started fucking. The kind of group of 4 look at him a little bit embarrassed at the moment. He's gonna say, all right, you guys, introduce yourselves. A female in the group of 4 is gonna say, hi, my name's Jamia. I haven't really gotten a deed name yet. This is kind of my first thing. Kind of from around here, and well, I had my first change kind of recently.
Congratulations. Welcome to the family.
Oh, thank you. Apparently, someone on my mother's side of the family was part of the Fianna. I don't really know what that means yet. But everyone else, everyone part of us, or part of my tribe, I guess, seems pretty nice and fun. So I'm kind of living up to that as well. And one of the guys is gonna kind of smile a little bit.
Eyes in the Dark looks around at the group as if, is anyone got a point? Never mind. Of course they're fun. He nods.
She laughs. Ty kind of looks over at Eyes and kind of giggles a little bit and then says, "Nice to meet you, all of you."
I mean, Arlie and Junkyard-Bitch and Twice Lived, you guys would all generally know that Fiona do produce a lot of metis. Because when they do celebrate, they do become very inebriated, and whenever they do sleep around quite a bit, so there's a good chance that they produce metis, and most of the time they put the child through a very tough life to try and make them stronger and prove themselves to the tribe. Some other tribes do see it as a bit sadistic.
Yeah, Junkyard doesn't say anything. She's been told that she has to behave, so she's going to keep her thoughts to herself.
Yeah. And the one who's smiling, he's going to say, my name's Gordon Stabber in the back. Not because I stabbed anyone of ours in the back, it's just because I was really good at sneaking up behind and, putting it in the back.
Hey, they didn't want to be stabbed in the back. They should have turned around, right?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Nice skills to have, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to play with, good to have, be skilled with knives. Especially when you're having to be in the city. It's probably where we're gonna be.
It's a nice, quiet weapon. That way it does a lot of damage and doesn't leave a trace. Well, there's bodies. There's blood. Okay, never mind. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you only say it doesn't leave a trace because you're never the fucking one who has to clean it up.
You have a good point. Yeah, my bad.
When I have to kill people or things, I do have to clean up after as well. So
I mean, making the mess is most of the fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Eyes nervously looks around.
Sure, buddy.
Yeah, the kind of like 6 other people who were talking to you guys just kind of going like, that's a bit weird to say.
Junkyard just reaches over and pats Eyes on the shoulder. Sure, buddy.
I don't know if you've all have met Eyes in the Dark. He's our charm.
Big, wide grin. It does not look very nice.
Jamia is just kind of just gonna chuckle lightly, while the other 3 kind of like look at her and like and kind of do that kind of like a shut the fuck up thing. Because Eyes in the Dark is tall and terrifying. Because he is 6'6" and muscly as fuck.
And he does not seem to be he doesn't seem to mind the chuckle at all. He raises his chin a little bit, but it's still part of the looking around to make sure he's not really that much of a weirdo and accepting the fate that, yeah, he's a little weird.
Yeah.
Junkyard, for what it's worth, is like 5'1" with the big heavy platform boots on, and she just sort of leans against Eyes like he's a wall.
Some ways he is. And you guys, just to cut it a little bit short, 2 others do introduce themselves, and they're not really of note. They don't really have much to say. Their D names are quite plain. It's like Eyes Above and probably Bloodshed.
Well, I will take a moment actually to introduce my pack and do my job, because I'm a Galliard. So this is Twice Lived, who knows every law we've broken and several we haven't, and he's keeping those to himself because he's just that smart.
And Twice Lived will just, his expression's pretty much been a scowl since they walked in, like a father looking at somebody else's misbehaving kids. And he'll just kind of blink at his introduction rather than nod or anything.
Junkyard-Bitch has been through the worst corners of the Umbra and come back with friends. Ty, also called Shadow Sprinter, you can only see her because she wants you to. And, well, like I said, you've met the charm. Eyes in the dark. I have seen scarier things than Eyes, but that's only because I watched a lot of horror movies when I was a kid.
Are scarier things than him?
When you're
Only
five.
until-
When you're
only
five,
until-
sure.
And only until he gets his hands on it.
Eyes
I-
puffs up, proud of the compliments he's receiving.
And Ty just kind of has her hands in her pockets and just nods as she's watching everyone else speak.
And I'm Charlie Fang-Banger.
Which gets a reaction out of like the two older looking ones go like, oh, that guy. Because that's going to happen a lot.
Yep. And sorry, I should add, I'm Charlie Fang-Banger. Yes, that one. I think that's my full title now.
Might as well be, kid. I'll be surprised if that story doesn't travel across the whole US.
As both I and my tribe mates will tell you, I still did my job.
Oh, that hasn't left yet. We know that part. Now we're gonna go meet some other people, is what Hemlock is gonna say, and he's gonna take you around a few different places. He's gonna bring you over to a kind of Shadow Lord, like an area where the like Shadow Lords are. And he kind of just points it out as like, this is where we are. And you actually see two campfires going. Kind of signifying that there are two camps of the Shadow Lords here as well.
All having difficulty getting along, or?
No. My camp has a different philosophy for doing certain things than most general Shadow Lords do.
What makes them different?
We're a little bit more spiritual.
Ty just kind of wanders and listens to the conversation and says, like how? How are you more spiritual?
Shadow Lords are most often known for being conniving, manipulative, and a whisperer in the ear. That's usually what happens in the mortal realm. We don't often have to do that with the spirits, but my camp, well, we understand that spirits can influence more than just the Umbra.
Damn straight.
And just fractions. It's more than just the Umbra and fractions of the real world. We know that they are big parts of the material world that we are in now. So it's good to make deals and know which spirits and broods to talk to and which ones you are friendly with.
It's all about making the deals to benefit the group.
The benefit Gaia.
Yes.
So maybe you'd be the one to talk to, or could point us to the one to talk to about what it means that that Jupiter's gotten loose.
Means a Celestine is on the loose and can potentially, if it ever feels like, destroy sections of our world if it wanted. It can convince any of its brood or anything related to it to start affecting our world and causing more chaos than there already is with the rain and thunder. If there are black spiral dancers controlling it, then we are in for a whole world of trouble.
Oh, those things.
Charlie leans over to JB. He used one of the big words. What does Celestine mean?
JB looks vaguely annoyed that she has to actually do her job. Is the thing, have to look it up. Avatars, basically. Really big ones.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're the not. I have to. God damn it! I have to look up the fucking thing too. It's not like the top tier spirit. It's just.
I mean, they're kind of the biggest you're gonna like see one of us summon.
Yeah.
Or talk or try to deal with. Outside of that, we don't. You don't fuck around with anything bigger than a Celestine, and even that you don't want to fuck around with if you can help it.
Yeah, because then you start getting into the incarnate, and that's not great. Or right? No, the incarnate might be. Anyway.
I mean, you guys. She'll look at Charlie and the others. You guys know who Luna is, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a Celestine.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh no.
Right.
Apparently, oh yes.
No.
Okay. Okay. It's fine. This is fine.
Hemlock's gonna look at the rest of you, and he's gonna then look at Needle. Then he's gonna look at Needles, and Needles is then gonna say, "So, are you guys gonna set up camp here, or are you gonna travel to and fro from the city each time you need to come back here?"
We have wheels. Our home goes where we go.
I don't mind the hike.
I don't either. I kind of like the ability to be in our own little place.
It's easy to set up a camp when you drive one.
Y'all don't want to set up a tent here just in case you get too inebriated during the reverie?
Kai kind of looks at the others with like eyebrows raised. Do we? Or do we not?
Eyes doesn't seem particularly interested. He shakes his head.
I just could carry all of us back if he wanted to, so I'm not worried about it.
I think we'll be all right. I appreciate you looking out, though.
I mean, I'd try. I mean, it's a moot. We're gonna have the tribal leaders here, and there's gonna be a bunch of other Garou, and that means there's gonna be a party which Yana are more than sure to enjoy.
They've already started.
Usually do.
Well, I know they've already started. I saw what they started.
Kai just nods and says, "But thank you, though."
I'll just pray they don't cause that cub to go through anything that she doesn't have to yet.
Is there a risk of that happening?
Yeah.
Well-
Junkyard is looking at Eyes like, dude.
And Twice will just look up at Eyes and go, "They are Fianna, and you saw where they were at already."
You of all people shouldn't need to be told what happens when.
Oh.
Yeah, that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Kai just laughs. She just lets one rip loud laughter and goes, "Oh, okay, you didn't know?"
I don't think you put two and two together.
No.
Hemlock looks genuinely angry at like Ty now. Like and that rage is emanating off of him, going like, you should not like make fun of him for like trying to be oblivious to this fact, this shameful fact about the Garou.
And Ty catches the look and realizes what she did and says, oh, no, he's good. Like, I like him, and that was more just our playful banter thing. I totally respect him, and I totally know that he is very wise to so many things. We've worked together before.
Uh-huh. I already know you guys are part of the pack.
She shoots eyes, kind of like an apologetic look, like, oh, I'm sorry, man. Didn't mean it that way.
You know how it is. No one picks on little brother but me.
Eyes doesn't seem affected again either way. He shrugs it off. Not a problem. I don't think they know either. And he looks to the rest of the group, clearly knowing what they're talking about and what he himself is.
Yeah, it's clicked for the other two.
Yeah.
Now. Hemlock kind of then shifts his rage-filled gaze to you. And he's just gonna stare daggers into you. Not that you've done anything wrong, other than exist.
If
Oh,
you
yeah.
want, you'll want to look away.
He does not look away.
She wasn't talking to Eyes, she was talking to the other guy.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're gonna look away and walk away.
Bye. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank Gaia.
And the two of them walk away, and they're kind of talking to each other, somewhat hushed tones.
Bye. Have a good night.
Right now, there's about like 45 like other, well, not 45, but like there's like 40 other Garou that you could like potentially meet and talk to, and there's a few tents. You have some people who are kind of like split up by their tribe, some by their auspice, some by the breed, and some packs are just together with their own fires. It's a good amount of people just there's a good amount of Garou just who are used to like being in wilderness and not being city wolves that are here and kind of relaxing, while the other city wolves like the Glasswalkers and the Bonars do look a little bit uncomfortable.
Were there any was there any guidance on whether or not kinfolk were welcome?
There hasn't been anything explicitly said about it, but there probably could be kinfolk here.
I mostly ask because JB's got 4 fucking dots, so if she knows people, she's gonna go say hello to her kinfolk.
You don't see any of yours here at the moment.
Okay. She just looks vaguely put out. I don't think my people are here yet.
Other than the few Garou that you've seen.
Well,
Yeah, but that's different.
all right. Well, tell you what. Let's see what we can find out. Everybody search out your flag. Show your face with your tribe. Go, hey, I'm here. We're here. Our pack is awesome. What's going on? And we'll get back together probably closer to Revel time and compare notes.
Yep. Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Sounds great. Ty kinds of looks around because her kind tend to be more wandering and not quite as connected up. So she's just kind of spying around and seeing if anything looks familiar.
eyes.
Flag.
Mm-hmm.
Whichever fire Hemlock went to, maybe go to the other one. If they give you shit before you tear someone's head off, would you please come get me your JB?
What, you want to watch?
Maybe, but maybe we'll prevent head tearing until the appropriate hour.
Okay, I can do that.
Thanks, big guy.
Yeah, you got it, boss.
So
All right,
y'all
ready
are
to break.
splitting up at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Split the
Right.
party! Ha
Cool. All right, I think I'm actually gonna start with you, Fang-Banger.
All right.
There isn't really like a tent or anything super notable for like a glasswalker, other than you see some people in Hamid form who look kind of uncomfortable being out in the wilderness like this.
What? Did everybody bring a Winnebago to this party?
There's like three of them there, and they all kind of look at you and go like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
I brought a camper.
We
'Cause
just brought our cars. I mean, he and one of them's just gonna point to the other, and he's gonna say, he brought his sedan. Like that was gonna be helpful here. I mean, I bought a Jeep, so I was fine.
You got blankets, stuff.
We were thinking about heading back to Racine.
Oh, fair enough.
I don't want to sit out here any longer than I need to. Can't imagine you would either.
Well, I brought the Winnebago.
Oh yeah, and there you go. If that's your, choice to stay in something a little bit shabby.
You calling my home shabby? You haven't even seen it.
Do you have an internet? Well, no, you don't have an internet connection there because it's a Winnebago.
You don't have an internet connection out here. It's 1993.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I want to get back to Racine. I want to get back to work on digging up some more subsidiaries. I don't like it. I don't like being disconnected like this. It feels wrong.
Don't think of it necessarily as being disconnected. Think of it as an opportunity to connect with something other. Because let's face it, you're not going to get to foreclose on the Phantom in order to get Jupiter back, are you? Or, evict Black Spiral Dancers.
That's true. But, we could at least supply munitions and, homes for those who need it for when we actually do get into Chicago. It's not like we don't know that's coming.
You got a good source for ammo?
I do, actually, yeah.
Hi, I'm Charlie. We should talk.
All right. I like you a lot better now. And you guys will start talking munitions and such, and he's going to give you a few good connections with that.
Perfect.
Next, we're going to move on to Shadow Sprinter. Ty.
Yes. What we got?
You actually do see a campfire of some Silence Riders, and they do look like the couriers that you do normally interact with. It's a group of about 5 at the moment, and sorry, not 5. It's 4. It's 4 of them right now, and it's all dudes. They're all dudes, but they're kind of like dressed in like your kind of illicit smuggler garb. So they look plain, but like you have, there's cargo pants so that they can hold whatever they need to.
Kai kind of wanders up. I mean, she's not the kind that really likes me in large groups anyway. So she kind of wanders up, keeps an eye out, looks at him a little bit. listens first before she says anything and just says, "Hey, what's up? Name's Ty."
What's your other name?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Shadow Sprinter. That would be me.
Shadow Sprinter. I'm Gravedigger. One of them's gonna stand up and shake and kind of extend out his hand.
Sniffs the air a little bit, goes ahead and sticks her hand and shakes. Nice to meet you.
He smells a little bit rotten. Nice to meet you too, Shadow Sprinter. So, you go a lot of places?
Oh, yeah. Kind of stay one place, then travel a little. What are you dealing?
Oh, I go from town to town, from cemetery to cemetery. I dig up what's needed by some more unsavory people when I need the money. And then I kind of help deal with the risen and wraiths around some of the cemeteries too.
I gotcha. I do a little bit more of the, native populations and looking for different, artifacts to trade and deal with. To kind of do the same thing you're doing, a little bit of surviving. Have you found anything interesting as of late?
Nothing we can use, unfortunately. I'm having contact look into it to maybe possibly how to get rid of it. But there's this mage who had this kind of like bangle on them. And I could sniff out that there was some sort of like plastic goo in it, but like spiritually. It was really weird. So I had it sent out to a friend who's able to deal with some more of that stuff than we are.
You haven't heard anything back yet as to what that is? And her curiosity is now piqued because anything that's like an artifact or has any kind of history or connection to anything is going to raise her interest.
Well, we're not doing any emails or stuff like that, and we have to message in code. We have to write each other in code and hope that no one deciphers it, and we have to change it a few each time.
Oh, I know that all too well. I've done that with my employers.
So, yeah, you get it. It's just gonna unfortunately take us a while. But that was kind of like out east a little bit more, kind of in New England.
Yeah, you don't think it has anything to do with this stuff, do you? This stuff that's going around?
No, nothing here in Chicago. I came here for a bit of a break. It'll be nice to, kill something a little bit more meat side than spiritual side.
Oh, yeah, I can totally understand that. What about the rest of you? And she kind of scans over, because there's more than just one there. Kind of scans over.
One of them kind of like looks at you and then looks back at fire. And one of them has horns on their head. They've been they have a hood over it, but now that you're looking, you do see kind of that shape of where a horn could be if it were to kind of be recessed back into the head a little bit.
Kai is trying not to make it obvious, but when she can kind of spot something, because she's rather perceptive, she kind of does one that's wide-eyed and tries to hold her expression almost like she's just looking at each person.
Yeah. The rest are generally silent, if only because one of them is being shy around you. You don't know exactly why. One of them is clearly a menace and they just kind of want to be left alone. And the other guy, he just doesn't seem to acknowledge anything at the moment, other than like he's just looking at the fire, he's looking at the other two, kind of looks at you. He waves a little bit, but he doesn't say anything.
She waves, nods at those, but she kind of does look back at the individual with the horns, just because it does pique curiosity. She doesn't want to be rude or anything. Their kind usually doesn't connect all that much. She really doesn't want to mess that up. But she's like, hi, what's your name? And kind of crouches almost like she's looking across the fire.
I'm just Horns. It's the name that they gave me. I'm from Arizona. Or, well, I guess the last place I was at was Albuquerque. So I guess I'm from Albuquerque. I took a bridge here. Sorry, I'm talking too much, and they're gonna kind of like turn away again, and kind of look down. And you can actually see the tip of the one of the horns now is actually starting to like poke through. Like you can see it poking in the like hoodie now.
Now Ty's gets really interested, like I said, in artifacts and history and all of that. So she's now really almost trying not to stare, but kind of staring. And she's trying to, with her gaze, be gentle, not like a stare. And she said, do you mind if I kind of like come over there and sit a little closer to you? I don't want to, spook you or freak you out. Would that be kind of like okay?
Sure. They kind of clam up a bit, but like they're open to the idea. They're just uncomfortable around new people for pretty good reasons.
She kind of like, it's not like a stalk, but it's like a very careful walk where she raises up from crouching, kind of walks over, and if he's sitting on a log or whatever he's sitting on, she kind of sits next to him, but puts like a good half a foot or a foot between them, so it's not, intrusive. And she's still kind of looking at the hoodie. She goes, Horns is a really good name. I like that name.
They said I should only have the one word.
Well, it fits. And she kind of looks at his face and, okay, this is going to be kind of weird, so please don't get freaked. Can I see them?
No. And they're gonna actually kind of pull on their hoodie more. So it's a little bit more pronounced now, but they're trying to pretend that it's just covered.
I didn't mean to freak you out. I've just, in working where I work at a lot of places, museums and stuff. And I do a lot of digs. And you see all kinds of really cool stuff, like cool things from the past. And I'm really interested in that kind of stuff. And you always see hints of things that might have horns. So I really think they're super cool looking. That's the only reason I asked. Kind of sorry if I freaked you out a little. And she turns her head a little like she's trying not to look.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I shouldn't show them.
She looks at him questioningly. Why?
I was just told I'm not supposed to. With that, we're going to transition to somebody else. As you still try to convince him to open up a little bit more, but he is going to continue to be cagey. We are going to move over to Twice Lived.
Alrighty. You try to find the Get a Fenris camp if there is one.
Which is very obvious. There's a group of people kind of in a circle right now. It's maybe 6 people in that circle, and it's a very loose circle at best. And they were kind of cheering and chanting it, like get him, yeah. Rowdy and very stereotypical Get a Fenris.
And he'll make his way over to the ring, assuming he knows what he'd be finding, but taking a look anyway.
What is it that you're assuming that you're finding?
Probably a little bit of a fight club going on. Or
Yeah,
maybe
you would be
arm
right.
wrestling.
No, it's a little bit of a fight club. You see a woman absolutely beating the shit out of another guy, and she's smiling. The other guy's smiling. He spits out a bit of blood. As the bruises on his face kind of like go from this like kind of black and blue to like yellow and then healed, and she punches him in the same spot again. And it just kind of happens like that for a few times as this guy like yields finally, as he's not really able to get a hit in on her, and she just throws her arms up and cheers, goes, "Ooh, fucking suck it, Dave."
And he'll try to get a look at him, see if maybe he recognizes any of them.
How often are you in Scene or Milwaukee?
Probably Milwaukee. Would be whenever there's downtime. We're not out doing something.
Yeah. There isn't really anyone specific. You don't really know their names, but you do recognize like 1 or 2 of these faces.
Okay. He'd just pick somebody next to him in a little bit of a ring and say, "So, who do I gotta talk to find out what we know so far? Just arrived with my pack."
Oh, you need to talk to one of the elders. They're busy doing their own thing on their own or working together. Who knows with them? Yeah, you need to find a tribal elder.
Give me a direction. I'll find him. Is what he's saying to the person that answered him.
Yeah, no, he's just gonna go like, I don't know. We don't have the stone of tracking. None of us really do that, right? Usually we have somebody else in the pack just kind of like point and we beat the shit out of it. At least for me. I don't know about the rest of these fuckwads, but yeah.
And I'll just kind of give the guy a once over, then useful. And he'll try to look for somebody that looks like they might be a little bit less spun up in the gung-ho chanting of the fight, and somebody that might be observing enough to that they might actually know something useful, like a direction or an idea.
At the moment, no one in this like little group seems to be in the way of, like no one in this little group seems to be like paying attention to anything else. Everyone here is just kind of enjoying it, and that's kind of like the whole idea around this the clearing that you guys are in at the moment, is everyone's just kind of relaxing or getting amped up and psyched up, or brooding in some cases.
He'll find a group of brooders, since those are the types he'd fit in with best.
Yeah, actually, that's where. Does Eyes in the Dark go to the Shadow Lord little campfire?
Yes, he would.
All right. So yeah, you'll join Eyes in the Dark there.
All right.
Or Eyes in the Dark. We'll say everyone here is just kind of brooding, and there's that like kind of like aura of like rage that's being controlled. But your rage definitely does stick out more than anything else. And everyone here knows it.
Yeah, as Eyes strides into the camp, letting the spiritual camp be behind him. He looks for the biggest, meanest sumbitch in the camp and starts sizing him up.
That would be the Getafederist, so you guys trade places.
Almost. No, he's keeping it within the Shadow Lord. He's just
there.
Yeah, he's looking for, who thinks they're the important.
Second biggest, baddest one. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, Twice Lived, you kind of see Eyes of the Dark looking around the other people, trying to size them up at the moment while everyone else is but everyone here, compared to the other spots, they are almost dead silent. It's bizarre.
And Twice will come up to Eyes' side and just kind of, what are you thinking?
I was gonna see who wanted to start something, maybe have a little brawl, prove dominance, learn something. But these ones are quiet. I don't know why, but here we are.
Would I recognize it as a group of Shadow Lords?
Very much so. They do, a few of them, there's a group of 7 in this little campfire, including Eyes in the Dark, and they all generally have black hair. There's one guy who has this brunette that he just might have dyed himself.
And Twice will just shrug and say, probably plotting or scheming, whichever one they want to call it. But if you're looking for a brawl, well, follow me. And he'll motion with his chin and head back over to the Get group.
Yeah, what are you thinking? I start swinging, you start talking? What's the plan? You swing too?
Oh no, this is fun.
Oh yeah. Are you joining in, or is it just me?
And he's gonna kind of look around at the group of Get and just kind of he'll just shrug and say, why not? If we gotta disappoint somebody, might as well disappoint them together.
Yeah. Let's have a little fun. Eyes is heading towards whatever brawl is actively happening and is going to sign up for the next.
Well, yeah, Twice will go with him to sign up when there's an opening for whoever wants to take on the two of them.
Okay. I'm not gonna have us roll for any of it. The person who's this is kind of a whoever wins takes on whoever wants to challenge them. And it's that girl who beat the shit out of the other guy.
Poor Dave.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Girl who beat the shit out of Dave, and everyone else, she's looking at kind of around, who else? Who wants some? All the others are kind of going nah, man, I'm good. I just enjoy watching you beat the shit out of Dave. Fuck Dave, man.
Eyes strides up confident, chest puffed out, chin raised. He's ready, active to fight. He wants to go.
And she's just gonna go, hell yes, let's get this. I love that you're taller and you look beefier. This is gonna be so much fun when I wipe the fucking floor with you.
Good luck getting off the floor yourself. He'll roll his shoulders, square up, and then assuming it's cool, he's probably gonna go full Cernos.
No Krynos. No Krynos.
No Krynos? Okay.
Yeah. As soon as he's starting to make that change, you'll go man, no.
All right. He deflates a little bit and then just gets ready to fight with his hands.
I think what we'll do, I know I said I was going to do a roll. We'll just do one roll each.
Yeah.
Roll your Dex and Brawl. We're going to use the gratuitous violence.
Ooh, excellent.
Because that's what this is.
And seeing if they're sticking to just one-on-one, Twice would respect that and sit it out.
What's the difficulty here?
Standard.
Okay.
6. If I do not know if there's a different standard difficulty for Scion, but it's 6 for other World of Darkness stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool.
That is 2 successes.
Where she has 4.
Impressive.
So indeed, she does wipe the floor with you, but she does actually look a little bit hurt herself. She's like, "You put a good fight, man. Way better than Dave. He just stood there and took it until he couldn't anymore." I mean, she was gonna kind of like take her shoulder and pop it back into place. She doesn't really need to, but she does it for the effect. It's like, "That was good. I like you. What's your name?"
Joining in the theatrics, Eyes spits out some blood onto the grass, brushes himself off, and stands up. Eyes in the dark. What's yours?
God hand.
I think I know why.
Mm-hmm.
Good shit.
Twice lived.
Yep.
Do you want to fight her?
Yeah. Yeah, he did say that he'd sign up with Eyes, so even if they can't do duos, he'll still try his hand at it.
She'll look at both of you and go like, "No, let's do a duo. I like this."
No?
Yeah. This will be more fun. I love it.
All right.
So I'll have you both roll Dex Brawl.
You got it?
Eyes in the Dark would have healed his bashing damage pretty quickly because her ones great bashing damage. Okay. You guys need to get more than 7 successes together. Or 7 or more, I should say.
That's a tricky one.
One sec, sorry.
Whichever dice spot you feel free, you decide to use, it is okay. Oh, just barely.
Oof.
Yeah, you guys do get her pretty good, and like she's actually struggling at this point. She's just like, so she's breathing heavily, and you guys are not on the floor, but you guys do yield. Where it's kind of like showing is like this isn't really good. You guys are kind of evenly matched with the 2-on-1. Oh god, that was good. That was fun. Oh, I actually gotta take a break.
How did you learn to fight like that?
I had someone teach me.
The hell of a thing.
It's impressive.
Started from a young age to now.
How about you teach me too? Just a little. While we're here.
Yeah, let's do that. You, other boy. Go off and try to make some other friends. We got some work to do here.
Is she saying that to me or to
You, yeah.
Oh. And he's just going to kind of tilt his head and think about it for a second before deciding better of it, since she did just beat the both of them. And as he moves to head back into the crowd, he'd just say, "It's twice, not boy."
Nice. I'll do my best to remember that. No guarantees, though.
Eyes just
Oh,
shout if you
my
need me.
You got it. Same to you.
And last, before our break, Junkyard-Bitch.
Mm-hmm.
There is a very poorly done, not poorly done, but like poor, it has a few holes in it, tent. The holes are patched, but they're like wildly different colors. This is a tent that has been used and
It has been well
back.
loved.
well loved.
I guess JB will make her way over there. JB overall is just genuinely uncomfortable with the sheer number of people. She knows her own reputation, that lovely 3-dot flaw of hers, so she looks far more annoyed and uncomfortable that her pack is fucking left her and she's by herself, but she'll make her way to the place that seems the most at home, which is the Bone Gnawer group.
Yeah. So nobody outside right now. It does kind of feel like there is maybe a person or two in the tent. Needles isn't there right now.
She'll wander over. She'll kind of listen outside the tent to make sure that she's not about to interrupt something embarrassing.
No.
And then she'll kind of...
It just kind of sounds like they're sleeping at the moment.
Oh, well, then she won't say anything. She'll just, is there at least, like, a fire pit over here?
Yeah.
She'll go sit by the fire pit. There aren't really any of her people, so she's just gonna hang out.
Yeah. Twice you do see JB kind of by herself at the moment.
Oh, he'd head over to her if he sees her just chilling.
JB's not great at making friends. Well, she'll just kind of give a little wave.
And he'll answer it with a nod as he comes up to stand beside her. And then he'll kind of like look questioningly at the tent.
They're sleeping.
Well, I was learning how to fight. Weird sentence to say out loud, but there you go.
And he makes friends everywhere he goes, doesn't he?
Yeah. What are you thinking? Just gonna hang out here for a bit, or you want to go watch him get taught?
Nah. Get her assholes, no offense.
No, we are.
Not my scene.
Well, I can sit here and brood with you better than brooding with Shadow Lords over there.
Yeah, they're assholes too.
And I was kind of grin a little bit. So I keep my hands in my pockets when I talk to them, just in case.
Plus, the last time Charlie dragged me around any of the get in any number above 1, I ended up not here for a while, and real fucking annoying.
Well, and he'll go to sit next to.
Yeah, you'll notice that she pointedly does not have her mirror shades out. Usually they're at least on top of her head. But she made it a point coming into this because she knows that this is going to be a stressful situation for her to not have them out, where there's a risk that she could end up slipping sideways.
That works, and he'll take a seat next to her, and he'll be keeping his eyes on the gathering of the get, just in case things go sideways with eyes, no pun intended. He'd probably fall quiet unless there's something she brings up to talk about.
Nope. She's just gonna sit quietly.
Every so often, he might point out something interesting, if there's anything interesting, like, I don't know, Fiona trying to get away with something and clearly not.
That does happen. You do see like one person come up, like you see like another person arrive. They seem to be alone right now.
Are they arriving in like the Bone Gnawer area?
They're arriving to the ring in general.
Okay.
You can't tell exactly which tribe they're a part of at the moment. You can tell that they're not a Glasswalker, and they're not a Red Talon.
All right. Yeah, no, I think Junkyard's just gonna hang out. She's been told to behave, and the best way that she can behave is to just not interact with people if she doesn't have to. So.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I know mine's like the least interesting. Go hang out, but she was told to be nice, and there's nobody over here from her own tribe, so she's just not going to risk it.
Yeah. Charlie, I would assume that you do kind of like look around to make sure that your pack is behaving.
I do.
Eyes is getting his ass beat, but he is smiling. And then kind of like mimicking, and then he's getting beat again. You see Ty kind of sitting, her back's to you at the moment, but she's sitting with somebody who looks like not close to them, but kind of like in the same area. And this person looks a little bit uncomfortable. They have their hoodie up, and you can kind of see something like two things poking out the back. And then, yeah, JB twice. They're just kind of chilling by a ratty, well-loved tent.
I will shake the hands of my fellow glasswalkers, having made some friends, and walk over to my two brooders.
JB just looks up at Charlie because I fucking hate it here.
Well, that's new.
She's not laughing. BP's laughing. Sorry. She just sort of casually flips him the bird at that.
And Twice will smirk a little bit and then motion with his chin towards the group of Get and say, routed eyes towards somewhere productive.
I see that. I'm presuming that's friendly casual violence.
Yeah.
Dear Ged, of course it's casual. Again, no offense.
Untaken.
And
it's affectionate.
Ty is terrifying some shy person with her intensity, so everything proceeds apace. Cool.
At least I'm behaving.
You are. Thank you.
Again, casually flips him off.
I said thank you.
Yeah, but I could hear the eye roll.
I think it's just acknowledging it.
There was no eye roll. I'm honestly grateful. We haven't caused a single scandal, and we've been here several hours. I'm pretty sure that's an achievement.
Oh.
And Twice will think about it for a second and then shrug. Yeah, kind of.
Certainly a record.
I figure it'll last until booze plus 30. But
probably.
But by then we have an excuse. We've all been drinking.
And the Winnebago has a door we can lock to keep out the Fianna.
Bold of you to presume that lock would keep out, well, a raccoon, let alone a Fianna, but
It wouldn't.
Wishful thinking.
My chosen security system for our RV is to put 5 angry Garou in it.
It's a good system.
Works for me.
Put eyes in there, really. And all you need.
But he gets the couch bed. They open the door, he's right there.
That's fair.
Anybody want a cigarette?
No.
Sure.
You know that stuff will kill you, right?
It's gonna have to get in line.
They told me in my DARE class.
Well, JB, I'm a Get. There's things that'll kill me faster.
I don't know. We'll see how many times you live.
I'm trying to picture you in a DARE class, and I gotta say, it's gonna entertain me for a good portion of the remainder of the evening.
Yeah, you hold on to that.
I
Probably
will.
gonna piss somebody else off, so.
And as you guys have your little chat and Twice bums that cigarette off you, you do hear someone kind of like run up to you guys. You three, I don't really know if you're like Fostern or whatever. There's something in like a cave about like a 15-minute like jog out of here.
We're fostering enough.
Yeah, but like it had a disgusting oily smell to it.
Like,
think there's-
how,
I think-
like how disgusting.
Twice is already
Worm
standing.
JB is already on her feet and is gonna whistle really loudly for Eyes.
Eyes
And
pushes
Shadow
off
Sprinter.
his- Yeah.
And Shadow Sprinter. But it is less her job to manage Shadow Sprinter as it is to manage Eyes. So
Now she would hear that, wouldn't she?
Yes.
I think she would hear it and whip her head around. And,
Actually, we have an internal psychic connection thanks to the bear.
yeah, but she's disruptive.
And so Charlie will be the one to go, hey everyone, rally up by the patchy tent.
I heard the whistle.
Ty's
Yep.
gonna look at her new horn interest friend and say, I gotta go. Nice meeting you. I like your horns. Bye. And literally gets up and walks off.
That's
Poor
pretty much
boy.
all you get. As you all kind of gather up, and it's just kind of like I mean, best I could describe it was some sort of worm taint. It was just
That's all.
an ugly smell.
That's all you had to say.
Here,
All right.
I'll lead you guys.
Ty just gets this really nasty look on her face. Like that's probably the most hated thing that she could think of would be worm.
Generally so. You were saying something, Charlie?
For just we're going overland to places where there are like no trails, no clear walk-in paths. I'm gonna spend a point of rage to go into lupus form. Seems like this would be a good time to be on 4 feet.
Yeah. Can you describe your fur color?
Yeah. It is pretty close to his hair color. He is mostly black. He's got his muzzle gets a little gray in the face and on the tips of the ears. But mostly he is a big black wolf.
All right. Is anybody else going into lupus or hispo?
Yeah, Eyes will go into lupus as well, which is quite similar. Rather than any sort of shine to his coat, though, he is a matte black shape.
Are you spending a point of rage, or are you going to
Absolutely.
roll? Okay.
Oh, we got rage for days.
You do have rage for days. Hispo, lupus, anybody else? Or is everybody else going to stay Hamid?
I'm staying Hamid for now.
And
All right.
Ty staying Hamid too.
Yeah, I'll be staying Hamid as well, and I'll be following.
All right. The person in front of you, she's going to transform into Hispo, and she kind of has this like kind of golden coppery tone to her fur. Though it is a bit thin. And she leads you guys. For the people who are in Hamid, it's easy enough to follow the like kind of the paw prints of the Hispo because it's heavier because it's a dire wolf. It does take you that like 15-minute jog where the two others who are in Lupus are, well, I mean, you're able to keep up and follow very quickly and easily.
I'm also going to spend a Gnosis point to activate cyber senses. And so Charlie's wolf eyes start to glow a little kind of greenish as he now sees things in infrared.
Yeah. All right.
And Ty's looking at using Sense Worm.
All right.
I believe that's a roll, right?
Hold on. Let me make sure. But I do believe so. Yeah, so you're gonna need to roll your perception and occult. And this is gonna be This is gonna be difficulty 7.
Got it.
For shits and giggles, I'm gonna say that about halfway there, JB's boots become a hindrance, and she hops up on Toyslow's back.
All right. Or Twice Lift or Eyes in the Dark?
Twice Lift. Eyes in the Dark is in Lupus form.
Oh yeah, they're in Lupus. Yeah,
He's
so
in
Twice
doggy
Lift.
dog form.
Yeah.
How big is Twice Lift?
About 5'10".
Okay.
Like I said, with the boots, JB's 5'1". She's tiny.
Yeah.
She has every faith that he is strong enough to carry her.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Is anybody else activating any form of gift, sense, or do anything?
Nope. None of my stuff works until I'm up close, so.
Yeah.
I do have the wolf sight merit, so he'll just kind of be keeping an eye out as they're moving.
All right.
And I got a 2 success on Sense the Worm.
The only thing that Eyes will do is start trying to move stealthily as we approach whatever it is we're going after.
All right. So, let's see. Okay, I'll have you roll Dex and Stealth if you're wanting to be stealthy.
I would love to.
You got
I'm
it.
not gonna give you Growl, Eyes in the Dark.
That's fine.
Nope, Charlie does not have stealth.
Nope. But Charlie Charlie knows his role versus other people's role, and lets the sneaky people go ahead.
Yeah. And you guys come up to well, it's just a very simple cave. Like the opening is about 15 feet wide. It's kind of like it's a very circular opening as well.
Now I've also got shadowing for stealth, so I don't know if that would play into it.
Not right now.
3 successes for that then.
And 5 for me.
All right. Yeah, the 2 stealthy people, you guys go win. There's not really any signs of life at the moment. Charlie, you don't see any other kind of like heat signatures other than your pack and the extra person. There is a fire pit in the center of the cave for the people that have entered. Doesn't really seem like there's anything else other than a deer carcass.
Is the campfire recently put out?
No, doesn't look like it was used recently.
For Ty, I've got a question. She's got 4 alertness, but she's got a specialty for traps. Were there anything to roll to identify if there's any traps around here?
I'm just going to say that there are not any right now. Anyone who would like to, anyone who's doing like very careful searching at the moment can do a perception and primal urge roll. I'm not going to tell you the difficulty, so go ahead and roll it at standard for now.
You got it. Yeah, Eyes is going to be sniffing around.
Same here.
5 successes.
You said this was perception and what else?
Primal urge.
Got it.
2 successes.
Nice.
Assuming the difficulty actually is 6, so 5.
Yes.
Don't forget that if you're in lupus form, all perception rolls are at -2 difficulty. Fang-Banger's staying outside, just keeping an eye on things and mentally communicating with the pack. Tell me what's going on.
We don't know yet. There's nothing in here.
Dead campfire, carcass, nothing else yet.
We're sniffing around looking for anything.
Deer carcass.
Wait, it's nighttime. I should have had 2 extra dice for that. It is nighttime,
It's
right?
not. It is not.
Oh, no, never mind. Ignore me.
Ty and JB,
Yup.
you both see these lupus and Hamid footprints all over the dirt floor of the cave. Everyone can generally see that, but what you two see even more is that they do lead through almost, not really certain, but it almost looks like it goes through one of the walls of the cave.
JB's gonna. Yeah, sorry.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
JB's gonna walk over to the wall, and kind of run her, like start a couple feet away and then run her fingers along it to see if the wall changes at all under her hand.
It doesn't change, but as you do run your fingers across, you do feel it kind of give way a little bit when you accidentally apply a little bit more pressure than you intended to.
I think I found something. Is what everybody hears in their head.
Looks like a wall.
It's a wall that moves.
It's a door?
Maybe. You want to come over here in case I open it and something nasty comes out?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Kai's going to slide up behind everyone while she's looking down and looking at the wall as well, kind of waiting.
JB will wait for Eyes to get close and then press on the wall where it moved.
Yeah. And as Eyes does get close, and so does the person who led you here, and you press in, and it opens up, and there's nothing. It's what you see is kind of this like passage, this like small stone stairway that descends into darkness right now. You can hear some like growls and grunts at the moment. Actually, well, I should say Eyes hears that. Anyone who has like acute senses can, or
Careful.
lupus can.
The stairs are growling.
JB's gonna turn to the guy, the kid who came and got us, and as she's turning to him, everybody in there is gonna hear in their head, I'm sending the Cleath back to tell people that something weird's happening. They don't need to be here if things get bad.
Yeah.
And then she will tell the pup to do that.
Pup, she's gonna kind of like nod and say in the primal tongue that, well, you understand it the best. She's gonna say, all right, I'll do that. I'll bring somebody here who can maybe like seal off the cave just in case. I think that's a good idea.
You could tell them that we're on it, but they should be aware just in case we don't come back.
Yeah. All right, I'll do that. And she'll run off in her direwolf form. What would you guys like to do?
I mean, I'm getting behind Eyes. Eyes is the thing that hits things hard, so...
Yeah, if it's time that a fight is starting, Eyes will shift to Krynos.
I mean, right now we're only hearing growls. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody drop back.
Okay.
We don't follow the cobra into its den. Especially not when we can call it out here to come fight us where we're prepared. So everybody back up.
Okay.
Kai's gonna back up and get kind of more towards the edge and crouch down, getting very still.
How
And
do you propose we force it to come out here?
Charlie spends another point of rage to shift to Glabro and goes, I'm going to ask very nicely.
Okay.
All right.
If you need backup, we're up here.
Oh no, I'm bringing the party to us.
Yeah. We're all outside now, I think is the point.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he will stand at the entrance to the cave, sort of looking down to see what he can see, and then he will give off this sprawling, taunting howl, and I'm going to use Call of the Worm. I roll manipulation and performance. Worm creatures who can hear me roll their willpower. Both are difficulty 7. If the worm creature loses the contest, it must come to the source of the call.
I will spend a willpower point to activate Fangs of Judgment while that's happening.
All right.
I'm going to presume that seductive does not apply here.
No, sorry.
Maybe not.
You're not seducing the worm this time.
Not this time.
Shift the howl a little bit, and it might.
But I will spend a point of willpower to push it along. And 4 successes.
Okay. Now I need to decide if they can hear you or not. And the way I'm going to decide is flipping a coin. Okay. There we go. Ooh. You don't know if it worked or not. You do let off your howl, snarl kind of sound. And you sit and wait.
Eyes, can you still hear them?
Eyes cocks his head and closes his eyes to focus his hearing.
I'll have you roll your perception awareness then.
You got it.
Because you were just doing the hearing part.
Out of curiosity,
Yes.
is Ty wearing her glasses?
Oh, yes, of course she is.
Hey.
I got 3 sucks.
Grunts and growls aren't really moving yet. Though they do pick up a little bit.
More active, but not moving. Try it again.
Would this be a good opportunity to use the glasses to go ahead and step into?
Not necessarily. We can hear them on this plane, so it's unlikely they're in the Umbra. I am only asking because I have a flaw that if I get stressed out and there are reflective surfaces around me, I might just end up in the Umbra by accident, so...
Oh, yeah, and she has them on, too.
You gotta tell me how stressed you're feeling.
She's nervous, and concerned because she doesn't know entirely what's going on, but... At the moment, she's not super stressed out. That'll probably happen when whatever this is, we finally lay eyes on it, so...
Yeah. Right now, I'm not gonna need you to roll. But I'm also gonna say that nothing's moving. You're just hearing more activity, and that's gonna kind of like go on for a few more. It's gonna go on for another minute or two, unless you guys have to decide to do something else.
They aren't reacting.
Kai's gonna like kind of talk in her head and say, "Do you think they're stuck down there, or held down there, or something? If nobody's moving."
Doubt it.
Are they crying for help, Eyes, or are they just making noise?
Sounds like noise, but let me listen more.
I mean, we saw the
tracks. They didn't.
tracks, so they led to the wall. Whoever went in there willingly.
Let me try my
Other than that, it's also indecipherable.
Right.
let me try my other invitation, which will also possibly reach the camp before the Cleos does. Eyes, plug your ears for a second.
Plugging.
And I will pull out my M1911 Colt 45 automatic, semi-automatic, and fire a couple of rounds down the door.
As soon as she sees the gun, she also plugs her ears. Her perception's pretty good. It's not wolf good, but it's still pretty good.
So does Ty. She's like, "Oh, really?"
Now I gotta ask: is JB wearing her glasses?
Yeah, she would have put them on the way out here.
Mm-hmm. That's what you need to do.
Oh no. Okay, fine. I have to roll wits plus occult difficulty 7, not to slip sideways. My wits plus occult is... Oh, that's really good. Okay, cool. Going to assume a specialty in ambushes doesn't apply.
No.
Good. That's. I mean, it's bad and good.
This is technically self-inflicted.
I have to ask. So that's 8 dice at difficulty 7.
You got this.
4 successes. I'm okay.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
okay.
fine.
Yay!
JB starts to feel herself kind of like not be in one place and reaches out and latches onto Ty. Sorry.
No, she knows what that feels like to try to slip, and she like goes ahead and grabs onto her hand and goes, "You're not going anywhere. Just hang tight."
She would also know that JB, when JB gets stressed out, if there's anything reflective, JB tends to just disappear. So...
Yeah. Right now, nothing's gonna happen. Eyes, you do hear them kind of start to move. It's really hard at the moment to tell. But you can tell there's like some movement in the grunts and like growls. And behind you guys, and you'll pick this up before anybody else, is you hear the kind of the steps and sounds of a direwolf, a hispo, someone in hispo coming to you. But this is like 3 or 4 people now.
All right, if we're gonna get the credit for this, we've got to go in. We can't wait out here for it to come to us.
We have no idea how many are down there, what their status is.
It's about to be red, and Eyes just goes in.
Hi, guys.
Damn it!
Sorry. That's might be my fault.
After the exclamation, Twice will go in after him.
Yeah, same.
Ty's going in, but she's also going to make sure she has silence for Silent Strider. Do I need to roll that?
Is that something you need to activate?
Well, she's rolled like Dex and Stealth a couple of times, and that one is also Dex and Stealth.
Silence is a gift, though. You're referencing.
Yeah, but you have to like actually roll it when you activate it. Is the point.
So I have to see if this is going to cost something. That's also just going to add. It adds difficulty. So you could say you're doing it, and you could roll your Dex Stealth now. But it's going to add, so each of those successes that you're going to get is going to add to the difficulty to hear you.
So is it better just to kind of wait? Or?
Right now, I would probably say that.
All right, we'll just wait, because she's already going under Stealth. I was just trying to make it even super silent.
Yeah. You guys begin to run in, and... Well, who runs in last? I'm gonna ask that first.
Probably the person swearing, so probably me.
Okay. You're in Glabro.
Yep.
Eyes is in Lupus still.
Eyes is going to shift to Krynos as he moves in. Doesn't take any effort for him.
No, because that's your breed form.
Absolutely.
And sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'll spend a rage point to shift into Krynos.
Okay. As you guys do so, and Charlie's going to be the first one to see this, 3 Hispo wolves you don't recognize at the moment, but do bear scars on them, run past you, and they're quick. They're real fucking quick. And they will then run up and kind of leap on the 2 people in Krynos to just kind of force them to the ground. And you hear one
Are they attacking, or did they just tackle them?
tackle. I'm gonna specify it's just a tackle. They're not even looking to do damage. They're just looking to stop you guys.
Get off.
And you hear back in Primal Tongue as well. You stupid cub-like idiot. You were running into a worm den without any form of backup, without anyone to help you other than your own pack. That is the stupidest fucking thing you could have done. Because you could have unleashed them all on us and then wiped out the entire sept. You could have let... And they kind of you see the wolf anyone who's watching, you see the wolf breathe in and then out, and they just continue to leave their front paws on you. Let us elders handle this.
Let us help.
Actually, since you're in Krynos and you don't have your glasses on right now, your eyes are green, aren't they?
If it's dark or if it's at nighttime, yes.
They only glow at nighttime.
Correct.
All right.
Even still in this pitch black darkness, they're all black even then. It's still distinctive.
Yeah. But since they're all black, that is still an indicator.
Right.
You, Metis, use one of your breed. Help us with one of your breed gifts. Seal off this cave.
Okay. And then he says okay, and then realizes he's still being stood on top of. Get off me and I will. Stands up.
You hear another grunt and they get off you, and the other person gets off twice as well, as they both change back into Hamid.
Yeah. So eyes in the dark looks at the entrance of the cave, looks left and right to see the structure, the stone itself, the earth, gets in touch with it, and then puts his hands on the floor of the cave, closes his eyes, and spends a gnosis point.
Beautiful. I'm assuming you're outside the cave now, and that everyone else is.
Yeah,
Before you steal everyone in.
Oh yeah, Ty's already backed up considerably and just kind of sitting there listening and watching and being really quiet.
Yeah. So beside you is another person who's pretty old, and they're assisting you with this. And twice you do recognize one of these people as, or like kind of get the sense that they're butcher the name because most werewolves don't even get to this point. They're a Athro.
Okay.
So they're rank 4.
So Twice would definitely be showing some deference to the events that just occurred.
Yeah.
And the 4 that stopped them.
Generally for everyone else, they do look older and more experienced than you guys. Except there is also the Hispo wolf that you guys saw earlier, who's kind of looking a little bit cowardice right now.
The pack in their head hears who the fuck calls a mood on top of a worm den.
Dumb people.
Someone irresponsible.
But we're the pups.
One question at a time, guys. Come on.
And go ahead and roll what you need to for create element, which is
It is just my gnosis.
just your gnosis. Go ahead and lower the. Yeah, we're gonna do this at diff 5.
All right.
Presumably you are doing stone.
Yes, this would be create element of stone.
Okay. Beautiful.
And that is 2 successes.
Yeah, you kind of create it, and he kind of helps shape it, as well as you kind of like this stone is created and begins to stretch outwards, and he kind of moves his hands along, helping you shape it into like fully sealing it off in kind of like a smooth but also natural looking way.
Right. Yeah. Eyes is, while focusing on the task at hand, also taking a moment to observe and appreciate and maybe adopt some of those movements. If these are elders, he's going to learn something from them.
Yeah. The movement is a bit strange to you, as if he's kind of uncomfortable doing this. Because this isn't really supposed to be this isn't a natural gift for anyone other than a Metis.
Right.
So you don't know if this is something you can really learn from, or you're just observing at this point.
Yeah. Fair enough. It's a bit mixture of respect and observation then, as he is continuing to smooth out the earth and try and help out in making it look as realistic and natural as possible, under the assumption we don't want other people to just blindly find this place.
And try to break it down.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Worm taint, and then secret door. Must be some worm tunnel or den where they were spying on us. Forgive our reaction.
Why did no one notice until now?
Why would the worm be so close to the wild? So close to a place of pure wild energy, almost.
So no one bothered to look?
There are no scouts?
There should have been scouts somewhere in order to spot this with that many, collected in one area, and they're right here on the fringe of it. Shouldn't someone have spotted out the area before all these, all of us are here?
Wasn't there a week ago. Didn't know to look for it. We've scouted out this whole area beforehand. Nobody has had to scout it out since the attack on the Faunum.
So do you
that
think
makes it better?
Well, wolves don't do a whole lot of underground scouting, which is maybe why wolves shouldn't, he says, kind of looking at the rest of his pack, wolves shouldn't go charging underground blindly.
I can see in the dark.
Ty's just kind of focused on the fact that it wasn't there a week ago, but somehow it just magically showed up that fast. So she's looking down. You can kind of tell she is seriously thinking about stuff. And she stops herself from saying anything at that time.
Twice we'll just say over the pack link. If somebody needed to drag eyes out, I probably would have been the best one to do it. Did my mic not pick me up?
No, it
No.
did.
No,
Okay.
no one's just said anything.
Gotcha. Yeah, I started getting self-conscious for a second.
No, I was waiting for somebody else to say something.
right.
Ty's gonna say through the link, how did they get here in a week? Is there a leak or something? How'd they know, or did they know we were here? Do you think anybody in the camps would know anything?
People have been driving up from all sorts of different directions gathering here.
Yeah, this shit isn't secret.
Well, what do we do with it?
We take turns watching it.
Just watching?
For now, yeah.
Oh, so you guys take over this over the
This is
pack
on the
briefing?
link, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Actually-
got it.
No, eyes will say that out loud. Just watching?
And Charlie will respond, for now, yeah.
We will assign our guards to watch it. That's why I brought these other two.
Good.
He's gonna
Shouldn't be
look-
on us anyway.
Yeah, he's gonna look at
JB
the
will
other.
turn and walk away.
Eyes is conflicted. There's a fight on the other side of a wall, but it's not going to happen soon.
Might be good to scout for more spots like this.
Yes.
Of course, that's what Ty does, and so her brow goes up, and she's kind of thinking to herself, is this something I need to go scouting around for? Or that she didn't say anything, but she's thinking it. So she's contemplating, should she say something across the link or not?
We'll have our spirits search around for any other kind of disturbance or gathering that might show up.
What do we do?
Get back to the sept.
Eyes, is at this point visibly suspicious.
Okay.
And there's a moment of, why are they going to be out here all alone and sending us back? And then at the same time, he's brought friends. It's not a private thing, and we're going to go back to camp where other people know them. So there's that moment of suspicion, a ready accusation, and then, nope, respecting my elders, keeping my tongue.
Okay. But before we go, just so we're clear, someone came running to us, said, "Hey, I smell something of the worm." We went running to find it because that's what we do. And then you came out and told us to leave it alone and go back. Is that would you say that's a fair summary of what just happened?
It is a fair summary.
Then I will try to treat you with as much respect as the rank you have earned, so long as you acknowledge we did what we were supposed to do.
I'm not saying that you didn't do that. I'm saying that the other members of your pack were foolish.
Ty's just looking back and forth between them. She feels like something is seriously off because things in her head are not making sense. But she's keeping her mouth shut and her eyes down while she's kind of slowly walking to kind of follow where others have already left. But she doesn't feel like comfortable with this at all.
Well, I suppose maybe we can talk after cracking the bone later about whether someone buying whole hog into that whole combat the worm wherever it dwells and breeds is quote unquote foolish. But maybe we can let that go for now.
If we can find where it breeds, we will destroy it. This is not the place to do so with such a small number. We
You know how
need
many-
a legion.
Much as I said to my very, very dangerous friend behind me, "Do you know how many are down there?" He said no. Do you know more? Do you know how many are down there?
No, but given the fact that this is a war and apparently they can sneak up on us, there's a good chance that they know that we are gathering.
But you don't know how many are down there.
No, that's why
So
I
you
would
don't know
want
how
people-
dangerous it is.
Unfortunately, yes, I do not know how dangerous it is. All I know is that I do not know what is down there. I do not know how dangerous it is. So I want to bring a legion down there just in case, because I do not want any of us losing. I don't want to lose any numbers in our war to take back the Faunum and rescue Jupiter.
Well, in the words of my favorite Uncle Tommy, don't talk shit about my friends what you don't know either. We're leaving now. Thank you for your help.
Thank you.
Oh man, pumped up Eyes is going to be walking out of there with head held high now.
And I would like to petition to recoup a point of rage for my pack not listening to me and running off into danger.
Yes.
And Ty's got her
That was
arms
a perfect exchange.
Again, Ty's got her arms crossed across her chest. She had stopped when she had heard voices raised, and she's listening, watching both of this. She's like, in her head, this is something's up. I don't know what it is, but something's up.
Smells like suspicion.
What does suspicion smell like, guys?
Softer than fear, but usually comes before it.
What does fear smell like, guys?
Like a lot of fun.
I was hoping ham. But
Well, that's
I was expecting sausage. Anyway, you guys do make it back to the sept. Is there anything you would wish to do before before night comes and the day ends?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Those fucks aren't the only ones with access to the spirits.
Correct. You're in a sept. There is a giant totem. Gauntlet's pretty thin.
Yup. JB walked away well before the argument started. She basically, they said, we'll handle it, and she said, fucking good, it's not our job anyway, and walked away. So she's gonna go find something reflective. She's gonna pop over to the Umbra and have some conversations and send out her own scouts.
Yeah. I'm not really gonna have you roll because you have way
all
more
of the
dice.
tools to make this work.
Well, the difficulty is supposed to be 3. With the glasses making it 1, it's like you're able. I don't think
technically you could get below 3 on 20th, but
technically you cannot get below 3. But with having the glasses, with having a fuck ton of gnosis, not gonna have your roll. You're
not
able to step
spirit heritage.
Yes, you step over into the Umbra. You don't see any other Garou there now, unless for some reason one of your pack members is also going to go into the Umbra.
I mean, she didn't tell them she was going, so.
That's also
Right.
true. So, you know what? We'll save it for later.
Yeah, Ty has the ability to do it, but she doesn't
Everyone
know
does.
that she doesn't know that she's already gone because she has the glasses on, but she doesn't know she already went.
Yeah, we'll save the reveal for the audience later, when the pack is together in the Umbra, or I have more than one person. You do cross over to the Umbra. Obviously, there's a pretty big raccoon that you can see. It's just kind of like looking around. There's the faintest, smallest bit of taint from where you were coming from that's visible. It's really hard to tell unless you were to go back and go down.
I mean, she doesn't want to go in there. She wants to find spirits that she can send to scout for more occurrences.
Yeah.
And for more signs, and to confirm that the spirits that these other people supposedly are going to be commanding are actually doing their jobs, because JB doesn't trust it either. So
Totally fair. Is there a specific spirit you're gonna have in mind?
Given that she is a Bonar and there is a giant fuck off raccoon, are there smaller raccoon spirits?
There are smaller raccoon spirits. There's field mice. There's small critters that you could definitely talk to.
Yeah, she's looking for small, unobtrusive, naturally occurring spirits that are less likely to get noticed. And frankly, that as a Bodnar, she is she vibes with, basically.
Yeah.
And given her heritage, it should be pretty easy to get them to come to her and have a conversation. So,
more given the merit that you have, they do come to you. We're actually kind of there's a raccoon who's wanting to climb you and investigate. Okay. And it's very tentative too because of your form, but it does so, and it kind of then sits on your shoulder and kind of curls itself around how a cat does.
she looks pleased. I mean, in as much as she can be. But yeah, she'll just spend a moment kind of getting to know everybody, having a little chat, because she has spirit speech. And then once everybody seems pleased, she'll basically she'll use command spirit if she needs to, but we'll basically ask them to kind of spread out, have a really good look around. Don't go anywhere that is obviously dangerous, but let her know if they find anything that's obviously dangerous that isn't the place that she just came from.
Given the amount of spirit heritage and the merit, it's not going to be, you're not going to need to spend the willpower for command spirit, but I am going to have you do the roll.
Charisma leadership? Cool.
And this isn't even going to be a Gnosis difficulty either. This is just going to be difficulty 6 because they're pretty small. They're Gafflings and Broodlings.
Doesn't Spirit Heritage also give make it easier
for the type that you're associated with?
I thought it was all spirits.
I might be misremembering.
Let me look. 114. Not 114. Not 114. The first time you see it is 114.
141.
Yep. Turn between man and wolf, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, you can add your rating to social roles.
Awesome! This is going to be great. This is what JB does.
Have a huge dice pool.
Command leadership plus 5? Yeah.
Yeah, plus 5.
Or charisma plus leadership plus 5.
Yeah. Because you need the plus 5.
So let's see. That's 7 plus 5 is 13. Does the compelling specialty help me?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yep.
And my difficulty is what?
This is difficulty 5.
Awesome.
I
think we're mainly just rolling for shits and giggles at this point.
See how big number get. That's a big fucking number. Holy shit.
That's 14 successes.
God, damn.
JB has an army.
4, 5.
Wow.
You have 5 10s. You have 5 10s.
Roll 13 dice.
Listen. This is what JB does. Okay.
I will also give you the math correction that Book has given.
Oh, sorry, I'm bad at math. Yeah, all right. Well, I mean, the last one was a 1 anyway, so that actually makes it a 15 successes.
Anyway, it is. Yeah, you're gonna have your little kind of like spirit brooding army just spread out. And they're actually, like, some of them even tell you, oh, I'm going to actually ask some of my other friends here, too. So you're going to have...
You guys are awesome. This is like the happiest anybody could possibly see JB. It's a pity there's nobody here.
What is noticeable on the material side for the people heading back to the sept, though, is that there is a lot more activity with the smaller critters of this forest. Like, there's a lot. It's a lot of activity. Not in a bad way, though. Is anyone else doing anything else during the day and night?
I mean, I think eventually JB's obviously going to come back to everybody else. And when people have questions about, when people look confused by all of the activity of all the tiny creatures, JB will just look pleased.
Just smile.
I mean, Ty is, still something doesn't make sense. And she's thinking, if they scouted this place ahead of time, I mean, she knows her kind are scouts. Her group, so she's wondering, she's contemplating, should she actually go ask if they scouted the area when they first got here or not, because that might be something that they would have done, but she's not sure if she actually wants to go ask or not yet, so she's just kind of chilling out where everybody else is.
Well, is that going to be something that you do?
Yeah. She'll go wander back over after she's thought for a second. She goes, well, I can go ask the guy with horns, whose name is Vironz, and see, or any of them, see if they scouted this area first when they got here, because that would almost be instinctual to do. So she kind of puts her hands in her pockets and wanders back over there.
They all kind of like look at you, and you do actually see someone else there now who has very, I shouldn't say very blonde. They have very golden hair. Reminiscent of the one reminiscent of the like Hispo wolf that you saw run with you guys and lead you there.
She's gonna walk up. Hey, what's up? And she's kind of, looking at everyone, kind of inspecting mentally, waiting for somebody to answer.
Well, she came here. Her name is Joeen, or her name. Well, D name is Eyes Around.
She's gonna kind of walk a little bit closer, where she's standing more. Like if they're all around the fire area, she's gonna kind of move a little bit closer. Nice to meet you.
We've already met.
I got a question. And she's gonna lower her voice a little bit and say, did y'all scout out this area when you guys first got here?
We kind of assumed like Terry or somebody else was gonna do that,
Did y'all see anybody actually scout the area at all? Anybody that looked like they were doing what we normally do?
No, not really.
Y'all see anything weird happening or unusual? I'm just curious, you never know.
I mean, Joeen is just gonna looking like, I already showed you guys. It's what I found, it's what I saw, because I was doing a light bit of scouting, so I was kind of curious of like, what was around here? What little secrets and treasures I could find? And then I found that.
So did you just kind of wander up on it? And
Yeah.
when you came back here, what was that conversation like?
Well, the second go around, it was just kind of like, well, I found, they looked older, and I kind of said it, our primal tongue. It was just kind of like, hey, Wormtane. Another pack's dealing with it, and then they kind of like transformed so quickly. It was really strange. It was really interesting to see, but also really strange. Like, they were so good at it. Anyway, they then like had me lead them, and then that's when we got there and saw you guys charging in, and they tackled you, and well, you guys know the rest.
So you didn't get the feeling they knew they were there at all?
No, they didn't know. They seemed freaked out and worried.
He just kind of looks at the fire and then looks over at the guy with the horns. Hey, horns, how's it going?
Poor boy.
It's fine.
I'm just saying hi, that's all. Just hi.
Hi. That is the most you've heard him speak.
Good to see you again. Just thought I'd tell you that too.
It's good to see you too. You've been the nicest so far.
Well, that's kind of good, right?
Yeah. The Talons out in Albuquerque and listening to get there are really, really neat.
Well, you're kind of an interesting thing. I think you're cool. She looks down at the fire. She's like, okay. Tonight's been kind of interesting night. Cool. And she just looks like she's kind of half in thought and then half shooting an eye, looking over at Horns. Trying not to stare, but
Yeah, he's definitely retreated into himself in like that almost like physical sense of just where he's like kind of like curling inwards. Anybody else?
Nope.
No, I don't think so. I think JB talks to her spirit friends and then probably waits for the pack. Maybe heads back to the Winnebago.
You do have the spirit link. You guys do have the mind link, and that does go through Umbra.
That's fair.
As it well should.
Yeah, that's fair. I think after she walks away, and it's just as like the argument with the Athro kind of wraps up. Everybody hears over the like, I've got eyes on it.
What?
Everything.
I'm on everything?
Eyes, no. God. Other eyes, not yours.
Oh.
Ty has like a little smile perk up across her mouth, and she's like, all right, nice to see you guys. I'm getting out of here. Later. Just turns and starts to walk back towards the Winnebago area.
Right. Charlie and Weiss. Or Malachi.
Yes. Twice would probably just be a little bit guarded, just because if something like that got this close to the gathering and no other scouts were out because he doesn't know what Junkyard did yet, he'd be sticking near the outskirts just to kind of try to keep an eye on things, especially as night falls.
All right. Charlie?
Charlie is gonna find a quiet place and have a seat for a little while. So yeah, nothing else during the day.
Nighttime.
As night falls, eyes will start getting up and going about business, just to be outside and stretch his legs, go for a stroll.
All right.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm just trying to figure out what everybody's doing during that night. It's the same night.
I mean, Jamie will come and hang out with Charlie. She'll just eventually show up and kind of sit down next to him. Occasionally, a raccoon will wander over and she'll feed it something and it'll leave.
You feel a sense of happiness and like your mouth almost tastes like sugar for a moment.
JB looks more relaxed than she has all fucking day.
What did you do?
A conversation. Made some friends. Listen, just because the elders sucked at keeping an eye on this place doesn't mean we have to.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to set eyes off.
I'm just glad everyone came home.
Me too.
That's very wholesome. Is everybody just gonna kind of like regroup at the Winnebago and fall asleep there for the night
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
scrolls and whatnot?
If there are no events of any kind, yeah.
Yep. No events.
We have to leave a window open.
Why?
We have to leave a window open. JB
No.
will make sure that whatever window is closest to where she's sleeping is open.
I'm with eyes. Why? We're gonna get eaten alive by mosquitoes.
Do I stink? I can shower.
No, I told you, I've got eyes on everything.
I'm right
If
here.
they need, not you. Other
need to
people have eyes too.
You need to figure out another way to say that. He's gonna do that every time.
Okay, fine. I made friends with some spirits. They're keeping an eye on things. There's a lot of them, but they're small. And if they need to come let me know that they found something, they're going to need to be able to get to me.
I feel that was more informative than saying you have eyes on things.
There's a lot of them. We'll kind of stop and like bend down and I don't know, probably like a squirrel this time.
Yeah, I was
we'll
gonna say
get like a
there's
cracker
random
or
ass
something.
Squirrel.
Are
I
you
made friends.
Are you a Disney princess now?
What?
I just giggles to herself and is just watching this, kind of sitting somewhere and leaning back against the side of the Winnebago.
Listen, I know that usually we're in the city, but you make friends with the spirits around you. We're in the woods, so there's a lot of animals. You've seen me do stuff like this with...
I have.
oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
I will get the
I like
citronella.
hearing
I will get the citronella candles out of the cubby.
This sounds a lot like Snow White.
I swear to God, if any of you use my real name,
I mean, it's just sitting right there.
I will end you in your sleep. Even eyes couldn't stop me.
Saga of Princess Blossom.
I'm going to punch Charlie directly in the gut.
Hi, Star.
Fang-Banger says what?
Bunch. Not a lot.
She'll kind of pat him on top of the head. That's the right answer.
You hit him in the solar plexus, it lasts longer.
Yeah, but this wasn't about doing real damage.
Stop
It wouldn't
helping.
be real damage either.
This was about making a point. I made my point.
All right.
Still a Disney princess.
Ty starts whistling stuff like songs she might have heard from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Okay, fine. Fine. I'm gonna have them shit on everybody else's bed tonight.
Twice is just watching the kids argue.
All right. And as you all fall asleep, and thankfully the window was open, there's a raccoon who does come up and actually kind of like watches over JB.
Oh.
Technically the rest of you too, but it's on JB's bunk. And that's where we're gonna leave tonight.